Saturday evening, everybody. Wanted to do a video. Somebody had sent me something and asked me if I could. How would he do a car uh, and have the lights all work but have no wires showing? And I said, well, I did a video for him, and I didn't post a bunch of little videos. I did just one video. Everything that I did in this video, you'll see pictures up above here of the video and explaining what I did. To show you how I did it all and everything. This is a small video. It's a small kit, a 125 kit of 1948 Ford police car. So what I'm doing is we'll go through the video and everything and show you what I did, like I said, step by step with pictures up above instead of making this 40, 50 little videos. I'm at my last step. I'm fixing to go to the paint booth and primer. Fixing to go to the paint booth and coat it, floor wax, give it its shine. So let's get into it and see what we got. As you can see, we got the lights working, our headlights, and like I said, there's no wires, okay? As you see, there's no wires. What we've done is we got two flashing lights at the top and a little spotlight out on the left, and we got the two headlights. Now, before we go any further, I tried to find pictures, and there's a lot of you car buffs out there who are going to look and go, I don't think the lights were flashing back then in 1948. I don't know. I couldn't find anything tell me if they were or they weren't, so I made a decision. I went on and made them flashing. Up front here, on our front lights here, the two headlights, 3mm bulbs. Top, here your two flashing lights are micro, small 1.5 flashers, very small. Out here on the edge, we have our floodlight. It's a 1.5. All of this is ran off of a transmitter board, on and off switch built into it. You'll see at the end how I did it. So follow on through. One other thing, we're doing a lot more videos, and if you're not a member, go ahead and subscribe. I think you'll be happy to see the videos and the stuff we do. The chassis wasn't nothing major to the chassis. We have the engine. Engine's pretty much, let me raise this up a little bit so you guys can see down on it. Pretty much nothing major. It only had like 4 or 5 parts on it and 2 chrome parts, and then we had our radiator. Most of the chrome, I still got to add my 2 bumpers. I'll add them at the end. Then our interior, pretty much 3 parts, 4 parts. Again, there's pictures up above. So what we did is detailed it up with a chrome dash. I couldn't find very many pictures of police cars that far back on the internet, so I had to go ahead and do what I could. On the tires, this kit had 2 different kind of cars you could build. You could build the regular car, or you could build the police car. I wanted to do the police car to help that guy out that wanted it done, and this light, so it's not so bright. They wanted it done and wanted me to show him how to do it. So, we did that for him. The interior, nothing major, like I said, pretty simple. The back seats, it's all molded one piece. And, excuse me, you can go ahead and you'll see what I'm talking about with it working on there. The chassis, it was just a frame, and I think I put on the muffler and one or two other parts. It was all basically one part. The tires, like I said, were two types. You could have the outside black or have the pinstripe on the outside, but police cars didn't have the pinstripe. So anyway, then we did our decals. Pretty much nothing spectacular to there. And we added our state police on the back with our license plate. Now, on this kit here, one advantage you had in the back, you had let's pull this off here. You had a lot of space back there. Now, as you can see by the micro switches, you have two micro switches back there. You have this one here. It runs your flashers and your side light. It's a two-way switch with the on and off switch in it. Microchip with an on and off switch. The reason I had to use that, okay, number one, if you look in the back, you have a lot of dead space in there. And I got a hold of one of them little ones and coiled up my wiring and sat it in there. Once you put your trunk back on, you never see it. It's an on and off switch. It takes a 3-volt battery, 2032, I think. The picture shows you. But now, with your lights up at the top, those are 1.5 lights. This is a 3-volt battery. It has to have a resistor in there. If you have no resistor, it'll burn those out in a minute. Those two up top and the one on the bottom. And the lights have resistors built in them, but the resistors are so big, if you look at the picture, I'd have had to drill a big hole. So what I usually do is cut my resistor out and add it at the end of my project. In other words, if you look at that board in the picture, you'll see that the resistors are wired into it, soldered, and then heat shrink wrapped around it. This board has two sides. It's almost like a slide switch, but that's another subject I'll get into. I might even do a video on the different switches I use on all my kits and LED lights. Anyway, the headlights on the front, you have two sides. The top flashers are red, so they had to be hooked in on one side. And the small one on the side, his light, is the same. It's a 1.5. But if you hook all three of those, the two flashing red and that white one, it'll never work. Reason being, red is pulling more. So we had to take and hook up the flashing lights to the left side of the resistor board, and the light on the side, and the headlights to the light on the right side. The resistor board, the other side. To make this all easier, you could have took and painted, got you some white resistors, white flashers, painted them red, and then you could have hooked all three up. But red always pulls more ampage. But anyway, that's what we had to do. So we put a resistor in at the bottom, or the end on both ends of that board, and to bring the voltage down, because that's 3 volts. If I would have ran straight 3 volts to those flashers and that little light on the side, it would have burnt them up. They wouldn't have lasted. The headlights, like I said, 3mm LEDs. And what I did is I just jumped them on the front, positive to negative, and then out one side will be the positive, out the other side will be the negative to complete the circuit. A lot of people asking me, do I look up a lot of this stuff on the internet? No, I don't. I mean, I do if I have some questions, but I went to school for industrial engineering, talk about hydraulics, pneumatics, photo switches, limit switches, blah, 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 blah. So that was the background. I went to school for that when I was in the military. Um, the switch is an on and off switch. He can turn it off. He can lay it on his desk. He can let it sit there if he wants to show somebody. It'll look good if you want to do a diorama. As you can see. The board is the main thing. That micro board that has a switch on is the main thing. But anyway, we primered it with black first, then we painted it, then we did the white on the side. Now we're fixing to go to the booth and put our finish coat on there, and we're going to be done with it. Nothing major. Then I'll add the bumpers. I didn't want to add them on until afterwards. I didn't know what the primer would do to that chrome, but hell, Mac, like somebody's going to say you got chrome all over the top. I don't know. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Not a long video, like I said. That's why I didn't post 15 different videos. It's one small video I wanted to do and show everybody. Give it a try. If you've never worked with LEDs, I've told you in other videos, give it a try. You'll have a good time. It's fun to learn. On the little ones up top, your flashers, and the one on the side, you use pin vices. They're little small drill bits. They look like this. This is what people who work on computer boards use. Very small, fine tip to get your pilot hole in, and then you take a bigger one and ream it out just for your wiring to go down. But the wiring is all up underneath. Inside on the top is wiring for the lights, and I didn't want a bunch of wiring hanging off there. I didn't want a bunch of wiring. You can see it in there. So what I did is I ran my wire inside. All this wire was ran. If you look at the pictures, the car is very tightly fit. So what I had to do is I had to use copper tape, copper tape. And if you look at the pictures, you'll see how I had to do it, because there just wasn't, excuse me, wasn't enough room to run 23 gauge wire. Okay. So what I did is, and I showed you on there, I just used copper tape. Copper tape will give you the power to send the circuit on through from the front all the way to the back, and then it's not so tight with the wires. And I ran all my wires to the back up underneath there from the tape on the hood, or on the inside of the car on the top, the hood. I put another layer up there to cover up the wire and the tape so it would look good. Anyway, comment, send some questions, hit the like button if you like, and if you'd like to see more videos, I'm going to be posting some more. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and y'all have a good day, and stay warm wherever you're at. All right, bye.